Blog Talk Radio.
Something's gone wrong. For all our vigilance and battle scars over the Bill of Rights, have we let the flame of freedom's torch grow cold? Because there can be no torch to pass where there's no flame.
Freedom has only one enemy it cannot defeat, and that is negligence. So your presence here, now, today, is an act of reverence. Of all man's works beneath the heavens, none shines brighter than our Constitution. I think Jefferson and Paine, Adams, Madison, Mason, Franklin, I think they're looking down right now at us. I think they understand what we're trying to do, what we strive to do. Every time our country stands in the path of danger, an instinct seems to summon her finest first, those who truly understand her. When freedom shivers in the cold shadow of true peril, it's always the patriots who first hear the call. When loss of liberty is looming, as it is now, the siren sounds first in the hearts of freedom's vanguard.
Good evening, everybody. This is Joe Joseph. Tonight I'm joined by my co-hosts John King and A.C. Griffith. We have an incredible show for you tonight. We have Rosalind Peterson on the show, and tonight the subject is going to be more akin to going back to school, where we're going to go over things in a way that gives you the tools to be able to go to people and almost market the idea of persistent contrails and geoengineering, those concepts. Because you see, folks, it's happening right before our eyes. And for people who are asleep right now, it is very, very important that in these days we get as many awake as possible. To do that, and I know from personal experience, I came into the knowledge of what's going on in the world and how things really happen by looking up in the sky and saying, you know something? That's not right. That just can't be right. And after doing some research, I figured it out on my own. But there are experts who have done countless hours of research, and we're very graced to have those two individuals here tonight with A.C. Griffith and Rosalind Peterson. Griff, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding, my friend. John, you there?
I'm here, my friend.
Oh, man, this is wonderful. I'm actually taken aback that things are going so smooth so far.
Technology's great when it works.
I'll tell you what. John, can you introduce Miss Peterson for me?
Absolutely. Rosalind Peterson is California president and co-founder of the Agricultural Defense Coalition, the ADC for short. The ADC was formed in 2006 to protect the agricultural crop production from uncontrolled experimental weather modification programs, atmospheric heating and testing programs, and ocean and atmospheric experimental geoengineering programs. The ADC works to educate the public in protecting agricultural crop production, crop trees, and cattle ranching from negative impacts of these programs. The ADC works to educate the public about experimental and unregulated weather modification programs and U.S. Senate and U.S. House bills that would modify or mitigate our weather, damage crop production in the United States, disrupt microclimates, and negatively impact public health. When coupled with geoengineering schemes and experimental atmospheric programs and the chemicals used in these programs, the negative impact of these programs and their unknown synergistic effects could have profound effects on pollinators, wildlife, agricultural, trees, human health, soil, and our water supplies. Ms. Peterson was a keynote speaker at the 60th annual DPI/NGO, the Conference on Climate Change in New York, on September 5th through the 7th in 2007. She spoke about agriculture and the negative impacts of geoengineering and persistent jet contrails on tree and plant health, along with other important issues. Since that, she has presented her United Nations PowerPoint presentations to colleges, universities, and interested groups. She has been interviewed on numerous radio and television programs with regard to these programs. In 1995, Rosalind Peterson, now retired, became a certified California United States Department of Agriculture Farm Service Agency agricultural crop loss adjuster, working in more than 10 countries or counties throughout California. Many crop losses throughout the state can be attributed to weather-related causes. Between 1989 and 1993, Rosalind worked as an agricultural technologist for the Mendocino County Department of Agriculture. After leaving the Mendocino County, she took a position with the USDA Farm Service Agency as a program assistant in Mendocino, Sonoma, and Salinas County offices, where she worked until becoming certified as a crop loss adjuster for the USDA State of California. Rosalind also worked for the Mendocino County Probation for 4 years between 1999 and 2004 as a probation assistant for both the adult and juvie probation divisions. She is also a certified tennis teaching professional and has coached Euclid High School boys tennis team for many years and has been teaching tennis professionally for 25 years. Rosalind has a BA degree from Sonoma State University in Environmental Studies and Planning, with emphasis on solar power, photosynthesis, agricultural crop production, and the efficient use of energy in the future. Ms. Peterson won several awards in recognition of her extensive efforts to protect drinking water supplies in Martinez, California from toxic chemical contamination. She also writes articles for newswithviews.com and many subjects including protection of the environment from ongoing unregulated experimental atmospheric and weather modification programs.
Very long resume, eh, John?
Yes, quite extensive, and I do realize that I probably slaughtered some of those towns and counties and such in California, but
that Pennsylvania Quaker in you.
Yeah, us Pennsylvania Quakers, we don't speak much Spanish.
Miss Peterson, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor to be here with all of you this evening.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on. It's a real treat to have somebody that's so well versed in this subject matter tonight. And I guess we'll just dive right into it. Like I said at the beginning of the show, the idea of this show is to educate people on how to explain this type of intrusion into our lives in a way that it won't alienate people. So I guess the first question that I have to ask, and I know you hate this word, but I'm going to bring it up. Why not chemtrail?
Oh, well, one of the things that happened to me when I started doing an investigation into persistent jet contrails in our skies, which for us here in Mendocino County and many other areas, is abnormal. I grew up here, and one of the things that we always had were clear, deep blue skies, normal clouds, weather events that took place kind of in a normal cycle. And we kind of lived agriculture as it was for years and years and years, and we could predict the microclimates. We knew what grew well here and what didn't. And so when I started looking up and seeing these massive persistent jet contrails here in 2002, I began to think that there was something wrong, that this was highly unusual, that the types of trails, the man-made clouds they produced, the haze, the lack of direct sunlight, the higher humidity that went along with this,